Happy New Year. I know I'm late. I know a lot of people that we might know are setting New Year's resolutions usually involved with health and fitness. They're aiming to lose weight, they're aiming to get fitter, or they're aiming to hit new goals that they've kind of failed on years and years and years after. The thing is, approximately 80% of New Year's resolutions are failed by February, which is a very sad statistic. The reason is people make changes far too drastically. They say, I'm going to start eating this amount of calories, chuck out all these bad foods, I'm going to start exercising 5-6 days a week really intensively, I'm going to stop watching TV, I'm going to get to bed early, and there's all this massive amount of change, which is great, but it's too rapid and we can't stick to it. We get very comfortable in our own little habits, and the best way to change those habits is to change them gradually. So say, okay, I'm going to have one really healthy meal a day, I'm going to start exercising twice a week, so I'll join a class. And maybe save the early nights as a gradual process instead of going cold turkey and changing everything all at once, because we just end up overwhelmed, we get tired out, we hit burnout, and we go, you know what, it isn't for me. I have actually written an entire blog on this, so I'll link that down in the description. Have a little read if you're interested. It's from last year. In this video, I'm going to go over finding something you love so you can stick at it. Because if we force ourselves to do boring cardio on weights we don't enjoy, and we're always doing things we don't like, we're not going to look forward to them, we're not going to stick to them. I haven't always been a powerlifter. I didn't set foot into a gym until about 4 years ago for the first time. I was terrified, I will admit. I found it very daunting. I started with home workout DVDs, my favourite being Jillian Michaels' 30-Day Shred. My sister had been doing a little bit, and I thought, yeah, you know what, I'm going to have a go at that, I'm going to do a little bit of that, because I remember it kind of came out of guilt, which isn't a healthy place to start at all, because I'd eaten an entire tub of ice cream, so I decided this was a great idea, so I was going to do it. Felt a bit sick, got to admit, and then the next day I could barely get up the stairs, so I thought, let's do it again, and kind of got the bug. At the time I was also cycling a lot to and from school, from my boyfriend's house. It was my only mode of transport. I was also riding horses day in, day out, so I was very active anyway. From there, I decided to have a go at my first mud run after I'd found a little bit of an enjoyment of running. I started running twice a week because my sister had started doing it and I saw inspiration in that, and she's been a big inspiration in that level of dedication all the way up until when I did half marathons. She now runs marathons and she's aiming for her first ultra, and she's also doing the Chicago Marathon in October, so very proud of her. She is a huge inspiration in what I do. From there, I did my first mud run. It was my first ever time running 10k, it was my first mud run, it was my first competitive race, and I loved it. I got a bit of a bug for it, and so that's kind of where the running came from. The people who ran this mud run also offered boot camps, so I thought, hey, I'll have a go at that. Me and my sister went along, and they were like outdoor caveman boot camps, so we were hammering tires, we were flipping tires, we were lifting logs, and we were doing sprints, and it was conditioning work basically, but outdoors, and I really enjoyed it. And once I got my driving license, I started doing that 4 days a week, back to back. I'd go on a Monday morning, Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning, that was a killer, and then on a Thursday evening. And what I used to do also, I'd do a short, fast run on a Wednesday evening, and on a Friday I'd do a longer run. And then the weekend was for resting and riding. At the time I was still riding a lot. But then the time came when I had a career change and I had to join a gym. And I went in and I went, oh my god, I'm very scared. But I did it, I took the leap, and I started using things that I'd learnt from doing the home workout videos and the boot camps in these workouts. So I kind of split it, so one day was leg day, one day was an upper body day, and kind of alternated it 4 days a week, and I really enjoyed it. Then I met a friend who introduced me to powerlifting, and suddenly I realised I could be very strong. And from there on out, I've taken the thought from the aesthetics of my body onto the way it can perform, and I found a real love for that. So as you can see, it wasn't just, you know, I went into a gym, I started lifting heavy, it was great. No, it took me a while to find what I need to do, and that's what you need to do if you want to stick to that New Year's resolution of getting fit. You need to find what you really like, what really catches your eye, what you think, yeah, I could do that for quite some time. And it's not going to be easy to start with. Experiment, join some classes, have a go at this, have a go at that, but make sure you dedicate enough time so you can get past the excitement period. However, if you really hate it in the beginning, don't go. I've had a go at, was it kickboxing? I just didn't enjoy it. It wasn't my thing. So I went, okay, whatever. So that's the kind of attitude you've got to take. You've got to say, right, I'm going to have a go at this. I'm going to dedicate time to it. And when you find something you start to enjoy, instead of relying on motivation, you need to find your why you're doing it. And try to find it for something other than aesthetics. Try and think of it as a mental release, as endorphins, as something you enjoy doing, a goal to work towards. And don't rely on that motivation at all. Make it a habit. So say you've got yoga once a week on a Thursday evening. Schedule that every time, as if it's an important meeting with a boss. You've got to do it. And make it a habit. You just go. You don't even think about it. Make it as easy as possible. So say if it's a morning workout, set up all your stuff by the bed so you just get into it and go. And say you've got work, make sure you take your gym stuff with you, go straight to the gym after work, or straight to whatever sports club you do. Find something you enjoy, because if you're constantly forcing something you don't like, you're not going to stick at it. You're going to learn to resent it, and then you're not going to go back. Motivation does not last. Habit does. Just take that away with you. Find what you love, find that passion, find your why. For me, my why is I'm a determined person who loves setting goals, who loves learning about this sport, and for some reason, being strong is my thing. I used to be a distance runner. Now I like being strong. I hope you guys have enjoyed that. I hope that if you know someone who's struggling with keeping their New Year's resolution so far, send them this video, tell them to watch it. Or if you're struggling, I hope this has helped you. I hope it's giving you a little bit of an inspiration, because the other thing is, you don't become an athlete overnight. It's a long process. You don't find a sport you love overnight and suddenly become great. It's a long process. Just remember that. It's going to be a long, steady process. Find something you love, find your why, and make it a habit. Don't rely on motivation. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Stay strong.